Cliche says beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and I posted on Facebook last night. True beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and that's okay. Like most cliches, you just have to put them in a few words, make them pretty accurate. Um, because true beauty, yeah, it's closer, but it's like I got to rephrase it again and make uh, total sense to me. Is true beauty is in the mind. It's in the brain. That sounds really new agey, but I'm gonna explain kind of what I mean about that. True beauty is in the mind. One thing is okay. People confuse looks with beauty. Yeah, how you look is it's your brain is interpreting it. That's why I'm saying it's in the mind. Interpret what you see. Anyway, true beauty really use more than one sense. Looks is just one aspect, and I mean all your senses can be engaged in true beauty, including smell and taste. Those, I don't got an example right here, but that's what I'm talking about. I mean, it can engage more than just looks. Looks is a really small part. Typed out. Whoa, it scrolled. Weird. Typed out. The brain is the biggest sex organ, or the most important sex organ, because people confuse also love and lust, and a lot of people talk about love and lust and what's the difference, and one's physical and love can include lust. Lust is the physical passion, the sparks and stuff, and love can include lust, and best love does, but doesn't necessarily. I mean, you can have one with the other and vice versa. Same thing with looks. You can have beauty without looks. You can have looks without real beauty. But it's in the brain. It's in the brain because the brain interprets wavelengths. That's what looks are. What vision. What you're seeing is different reflections of light. Your brain interprets the signals, so you can tell that even like shapes of the surfaces. Like I know the screen is smooth and because it looks that way, and I mean metal versus water. You see the two, and your brain interprets it one way. So when your brain interprets it the wrong way, you have optical illusions, which is it's tricking the brain. How it's painted or designed or whatever. It tricks the brain into interpreting the signals in the wrong way. Color. I want to talk about how color even. It's like majority rules. I mean, what I call orange and red. That color is just, if it's a named color, it's just what the most brains think of it as orange and red. But that doesn't mean necessarily it is the same for everyone. You have the color blindness, and even though it's not color blindness isn't huge, the cases of color blindness, most of them are like misshapen cones. The cones don't work right, so you get the wrong colors. But it can also be caused by the brain misinterpreting the signals. and it reverses colors, and it, yeah. So the brain's a really big deal. This, in seeing things. Yeah, seeing things. But okay, back to beauty, being a beholder. And you can. It's possible to totally find someone beautiful you've never even seen. Witness like eHarmony, Christian Mingles and stuff like that, because people have never seen each other. Well, I don't know how that works. Maybe there is some good video conferencing, or I don't know. But they can fall in love, and some of those marriages that arise out of those websites, online relationships, some of those marriages are really successful, and so that goes to show you that beauty is not determinant on looks. But see, it's really complicated because it's not just beauty; it's also love. You can fall in love without looks, and it's crazy. So, an example from my own life, because I don't know about eHarmony. My best friend, well, after Avery and after my daughters, so she's actually my third best friend, because daughters like a three-way tie. But I don't like to say my third best friend. That doesn't make much sense and sounds goofy. I affectionately refer to her as my girlfriend. My little honeybee online met her, and this is not a perfect example because I have seen like headshots on Facebook and video conference once before, but that's not what I'm saying. I mean, she's amazingly beautiful. Yeah, I've seen her face, and yeah, she has soft features, but that's not what I base it on. The base it's in the brain. It's a mental thing, mind's eye. Mind's eye. Because she's funny and smart and sarcastic and insightful. And that's what contributes to her beauty, what makes her beautiful. So beauty's in the mind's eye, but see, you don't want to. It's not a fun cliche. True beauty is in the mind's eye. It just doesn't have a ring to it. I don't know. And beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Eye of the beholder is really poetic. That's why it's in that phrase, that cliche. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that.